love you. But as long as you're with Jessica, there can never be anything between us.
Cassie, there's no need to cry. Besides, I've got really great news.
You're leaving Jessica.
No. I just saved a load of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. I saved. I thought that meant something to you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Y'all, I'm sorry. I had to put that clip in there. I found it and I thought it was just too funny not to leave in. So, just saw that. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Hello, my name is Harriyanna. If you're new and this is your first time ever seeing me, I'm the captain. Welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harriyannahook's pirate ship. I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Nobody's worthy of being the first mate. If you're new and this is your first time ever seeing me, hi, my name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based on nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. You can also call me Harry for short. If that's how you roll, I am perfectly fine with that. Now, today, y'all, the things that I looked at when I was a kid. Okay, y'all have been begging me up and down to talk about anime, and okay, the thing about it is that, like, I'm not like a total anime fan because I don't like a lot of anime fans, but every now and then I find an anime that really catches my interest and then I look into it. But when I was younger, about in the 5th grade till about the 7th grade, I had like a big anime phase, but that just kind of drifted into like a Western animation phase because I got picked on a lot for like an anime, which is funny because anime is cool now. But yes, we are going to be talking about anime and let me pull up the laptop right now. I got my big laptop today. That's how you know we are freaking serious about what we are going to be discussing. But before we go any further, I just want to go ahead and say I do have merch, by the way. I have a lot of cute merch, okay? This is part of my merch, but it's sold out right now. The lip gloss I'm wearing is a part of my merch. This cute ass necklace I'm wearing right now. harriyannahook.com. That's the name of our website. And as when this episode is going up, it's not an episode, it's a, whatever, it's an episode today. I'm currently having 40% off sale store-wide, so please check that out. harriyannahook.com. Link will be down below. It will be across the screen. Anyway, let's continue. So let's begin. So when I was in the 5th grade, that's when I mentioned earlier that is when I really got into anime along with other kids in my grade. Anime was like a cool thing in my elementary school kid group. It was really interesting to see. We thought we were the bomb.com, okay? We were like the oldest kids in the school and nobody could tell us nothing. If somebody tried to tell us that anime was not cool, we were like, we don't care, we're the oldest, so it's cool to us. Mind you, this was back in 2009 and 2010 before it became more widely acceptable to be really into anime like that. So we were the oldest kids of the school. We thought it was super cool. So that was kind of a shocker. The teachers really did not like the fact that we like anime. They used to get so annoying when we would be in class reading mangas telling us to go read a real book. Like, they did not like the fact that we were really interested in Japanese culture and storytelling. As I mentioned that we used to read mangas all the time in class, we would go around sharing each other's mangas with each other. The ones we had on our own and the ones that we borrowed from the library. And we also would swap back and forth what kind of shows we watched too. Most of us, if not all of us, were into animes that were not meant for us, okay? Like, y'all know how kids were supposed to be watching Pokemon and Bakugan and Sonic X? We didn't want that shit. We was over here watching Haruhi Zumzamiya, Fruits Baskets, and Cowboy Bebop and Fairy Tail. We did not want the stuff that was actually for our targeted demographic. Doraemon, never heard of that. We didn't want that right there. But Fairy Tail, that's where we went. And this is a bit of an issue because it makes no sense how easily accessible all of this stuff was to us. But we will bring that point back up later on in this video. But keep that in mind, how I mentioned that all of this stuff was easily accessible for us. And because all of the animes that were not meant for us were so easily accessible, that is how we discovered the atrocity that is Marmalade Boy. I don't even know where to begin. So before we get started, I just want all of y'all to know I'm very anti-ship. I'm very anti-ship. You can't try to change my mind about that. There's certain things that I do allow when it comes to shipping. Like toxic relationships, go ahead. I don't care if you ship toxic relationships. But when it comes to pedo and incest, no. I can't even say those words. Gross. This right here, Marmalade Boy, is the one series that I do not recommend to nobody at all. Okay? If somebody is giving you anime recommendations and they recommend that you read and watch Marmalade Boy, they don't like you. One, the characters are just all freaking annoying. Way too many of the dynamics and the relationships in this show and book are just really freaking weird, okay? And I'm gonna sit here and tell you why the story is extremely freaking weird. Let's go. Marmalade Boy is about step siblings falling in love with each other.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Also, it's good to note that this is a 90s anime, and so many 90s anime, specifically shoujo 90s animes, were really freaking weird, okay? Sailor Moon, for example, where she was with that man. Okay. So back to Marmalade Boy. So, in my opinion, it's Japanese Life with Derek, Cruel Intentions, and The Fosters, okay? I legit... that's all the vibes that it was given to me. Honestly, because Marmalade Boy did come first. Basically, Life with Derek is Canadian Marmalade Boy. The Fosters is American Marmalade Boy. And it's also American it's also Japanese Cruel Intentions. Anyway, y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying, okay? So let's dig a little deeper into what exactly Marmalade Boy is, okay? Now, I mentioned that that's what it is, but let's go and dig deeper into the story. We're gonna have to talk about the parents first, because the parents are the ones that started this mess. Y'all, the parents are... I do not like the parents in this show, movie, whatever, book. I don't like the parents in this franchise whatsoever. They are freaking weirdos, okay? And I'm gonna sit here and tell you why. I did not like them at all. They were just so immature. They were just so strange, and I just could not with any of them. So Marmalade Boy focuses on a girl named Mika and a boy named Yu. They are high school sophomores when the show begins, and then the show continues as they grow up a little older. So one day, Mika's parents tell her that they are getting a divorce. It's literally the introduction to the franchise, okay? They tell her that they are getting a divorce, but it is not on bad terms. But here's the deal. Here's where it gets extremely sus, okay? It gets very, very sus. So Mika's parents went on vacation, and then they came back and told Mika that they were getting a divorce. When Mika's parents went on vacation, they end up meeting a couple who turns out to be Yu's parents, okay? And y'all know good and well when people go on vacation, they be cheating. So I wasn't really surprised. Like, people be going on vacation to cheat. I don't be surprised. I've heard the horror stories on when everybody used to go down to Panama City Beach for spring break. Everybody be cheating on vacation. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. And they messed around with that couple. So Mika's parents and Yu's parents, they messed around with each other, okay? And they decided that they wanted to swap with each other's parents, okay? So Mika's dad is now with Yu's mom, and Yu's dad is now with Mika's mom. Okay, y'all get it? Y'all keeping track? Y'all keeping track? Please keep that in mind, okay? And as I mentioned, this is very suspicious. It's very, very sus, because we all know vacations usually are about 3 days to 2 weeks, 8 days, even a month if you're rich, okay? And her parents were pretty well off, so it probably was a bit about a month. Depending on how rich you are, the longer you can stay on vacation. Wish I could do that, okay? But they were married as soon as they met, okay? That's literally a month. It does not... You can't marry nobody you met within a month. I'm sorry. Elsa had every right to go off on Anna about that when she tried to marry that nigga up in 3 days, okay? She had every right.
Wait, what? May I talk to you, please? Alone?
No. Whatever you have to say, you can say to both of us.
Fine. You can't marry a man you just met.
You can if it's true love.
Anna, what do you know about true love?
Well, more than you.
So, keep that in mind about what I mentioned about the parents. We're gonna sit that aside and continue, okay? So as the story progresses, we learn a little bit more about Mika and Yu and the people that they interact with. And when they meet each other, they don't like each other, okay? Yu just has a really stank attitude. Mika just can't stand his attitude. They just really butt heads a lot. They really clash. It was just not it, okay? Aside from you and her parent drama, Mika is friends with a guy named Genta, and let me tell you, I wanted her to end up with him so bad, but I'll get to that in a minute. But they both have feelings for each other, as we learned that her and Genta are BFFs. Like, that's her best guy friend, and she had feelings for him, but he didn't want to openly admit that he had feelings for her also, and he fumbled the bag, okay? So they just remain friends. And y'all, I tell y'all, I was rooting so hard for Genta and Mika to end up together because I just did not want her with you, okay? Genta wasn't all that great, Mika wasn't all that great, but I wanted them together because I didn't want her with her stepbrother. Absolutely freaking not. I wanted her to end up with Genta because I saw where the story was going. I saw the direction that they were heading in, and I was like, I don't like this. I feel uneasy. And the thing about it is that with Mika and you, they were pulling a enemies to lovers type story, and at the end of the day, no, I was not here for it. I was not here for it whatsoever, okay? So, Genta, it made no sense how bad I wanted them to get together, because I just did not want you and Mika to end up together simply because of them being related but not by blood. It's really weird. Y'all still here with me? Y'all still here with me? And also, you had a little side piece like Mika had, and her name was Armiki. I always mispronounce her name, but Armiki. She was Yu's ex-girlfriend. He treated her like trash. It was not great, okay? I low-key didn't care too much for Armiki because she kind of put herself in this situation where she felt as if she could change a man. And boo, you cannot change a man if he don't want to change, okay? It was bad. And then moral of the story, Armiki and Genta get together. Oh my god, I am messing up that boy's name whatsoever. So that's the stuff going on with the kids for now. Remember how I mentioned to think about their weird ass parents? Well, turns out they been knew each other. Shocker. I was not all that surprised when I found out they been knew each other, because it was already very suspicious. Like, Mika was even very suspicious of her parents. Were like, how are y'all marrying somebody you just met on vacation? You don't know them all that well, okay? Also, I need to mention that Mika's parents and Yu's parents, they all live under the same house. They said if they all live under the same house, things won't be different. Okay, sure, Jan. Sure, Jan.
Sure, Jan.
Like I said, are we shocked? No, because who marries somebody a month after meeting them on vacation? And like I said, you don't know somebody you met in a month as great as you think you do. I don't care what nobody says, okay? But anyways, it turns out they did know each other like that because they all met up in freaking high school and they all dated each other. The way they are coupled up right now, that is how they were coupled up in college, okay? Yu's dad was dating Mika's mom. Mika's dad was dating Yu's mom, okay? That's literally how it was, okay? And because of this, there is a big storm that starts off in this story towards the end of the story's arc, where there's a bunch of like bullshit where like Yu and Mika start to think that they're half siblings. Because Yu's mom was pregnant by Mika's dad around that time, but then they broke up. But she miscarried that baby. And then it turns out that they're false. They're not half siblings, okay? It turns out that they're just step siblings. No blood whatsoever. But it's still weird. The word sibling is still there. Like, they were over here talking about the chances of them being related by blood and being with each other. And at the end of the day, y'all still can't be with each other because you're still siblings, just not by blood. Is the word sibling just not applying to y'all? Like, they were trying to play this shit off like it was something all sweet and romantic, and it was not. I was genuinely uncomfortable. As you guys can see my face, I was genuinely uncomfortable, okay? Like, this shit reminded me of when I found out about there was a Romeo and Juliet movie that was kind of like this, where they rewrote the story to where they were related by blood, and it was called like Tromeo and Juliet. I found out about this damn movie when I was 15, when we were studying Romeo and Juliet in school, as many freshmen in high school in America do. And I was looking up all the movie adaptations of Romeo and Juliet because we watched like 3 different ones, and I ended up finding that one, and I was unpleasantly surprised. Very unpleasantly surprised. I did not want to see that, and I had to know about it, so y'all have to know about it too. I'm sorry. It's called Tromeo and Juliet if anybody wanted to know what it was. Anyway, they're siblings. It's wrong. It's still gross, okay? Like, I don't think the word sibling was ringing a bell to them. And I don't like the fact that their parents kind of encouraged them to be together. It was very unsettling. I really did not like it. It's not good. Aside from the shit that was going on with you and Mika and then their parents, there's also another side plot going on with Mika's best friend, Miko. And it ain't no better. It ain't no better whatsoever. The side plot ain't no better, okay? It's just really, really weird because they wanted to pull the teacher and the student trope. And I am so sick and tired of this trope. I low-key give Marmalade Boy a slide for it because it came out in the 90s. But no, this trope is still going on. They did it with Pretty Little Liars and they recently did it in the new Gossip Girl. And they tried to make it seem as if it was progressive in the new Gossip Girl because it was a male teacher and a male student. No, it's still extremely wrong, okay? Because at the end of the day, even though it is a man-man relationship, no, that's a boy-man relationship. And then at the end of the day, even though it is a gay ship, it's still extremely wrong because it's pedo. Like, what about that? It's not clicking to y'all. Hey, so I'm currently editing, so I need to actually insert this in here real quick. I wanted to kind of elaborate a little bit more on that. The new Gossip Girl honestly gets dragged a lot for its LGBTQ representation, and I think it's a good example of like not all representation is good representation because they wanted to do a male and male relationship, but they went really wrong about it. Like, you could have had him with a boy his own age, but you put him with a teacher. That's why it was just very distasteful. Okay, back to the video. It's so weird because, like I said, with Miko and this man, he ends up leaving her and then he comes back and he later reveals that he's gonna marry her once she graduates. Ew. And the weird thing about Miko is that they always felt the need to point out that she was mature for her age. And it was really sad to see what happened with her because it kind of, knowing that the way she was brought up, because her parents, she grew up in a household with parents that were just not good, okay? They were not a good couple to each other, so she was very confused on what love was. And she saw this older man at her school that was taking advantage of her, and he kept assuming that she was mature for her age because of the way her parents' relationship affected her. It's really bad, y'all. It's really bad. Miko deserved better. Miko honestly kind of was the only person I kind of had somewhat of sympathy towards in this story. Miko and our Miki and Jinta were like kind of the only three people I really kind of had some type of care for. That whole family, gross. Y'all know that gif of like Tiffany Pollard when she's just like... That literally is me. That literally was me when I read the story when I was younger, and that is literally me now. The weirdest thing about this entire franchise is that it is targeted towards young girls, and that is a big no-no.
Josie and the Pussycats, long tails and ears for hats, guitars and sharps and flats, neat, sweet, a groovy song, you're invited, come along.
Last time that I saw you, it was heaven. You said that you got off around 7. I guess that I'm just a fool. The marks on your face leaves me to stomp and pace. I don't know where you've been and why your hair is.
I know you're tired of having crusty ass lips. Wearing a mask all the time gives you no excuse. Head over to harriyannahook.com. Oh, you don't want that? Well, she has a bunch of other things to choose from. Don't worry. Pick yourself up something super cute because you're like super cute and stuff.
And I'm not gonna lie, it looks very, very beautiful. It's really, really pretty. All the character designs are really pretty. Everyone's really pretty here, okay? It's very beautiful to look at. But it's a very, very, very messed up, okay? It tries to portray very, very, very messed up relationships as something cute, and that is a big no-no. 5th grade me knew it was wrong, and the rest of the girls in my class when we read this story knew it was wrong too. But for some reason our dumbasses kept going back to it because we were invested in the story, okay? I felt like that's exactly what the audience was for Marmalade Boy. We knew all of it was wrong, but we were so invested in the story that we just kept going and kept having to know what happened next. What was going through the author's brain when they made this? It was unsettling, but we wanted to know what happened next. And that happens a lot with a lot of media that we do consume. It may be disturbing, but we keep going back to it, like Squid Game. So remember when I said that we were 5th graders? It should not have been that easy for kids to have access to this story. It shouldn't be this easy for kids to have access to stories like this, period, okay? Stories that are not meant for them, okay? And we need to just have a talk, okay? People that work in bookstores, people that are in charge of bookstores, people that are in charge of libraries, this is for y'all, okay? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all because I am a book lover, okay? I don't consider myself booktube, but we need to have a discussion because this needs to be brought to light. It makes no damn sense why kid mangas and adult mangas are mixed together. That literally is unacceptable, okay? Y'all need to do something about the way y'all label y'all mangas, okay? And just Japanese literature in general. It makes no damn sense why Pokemon is right next to Nana on the shelf. In the kids section, okay? And it's weird because a lot of the local libraries, they all just have anime in one section, and it's literally right in between the teen section and the kids section, so it's labeled as for kids when it genuinely is not, okay? Like, y'all, I was in a bookstore the other day, Barnes and Noble, I'm putting y'all on blast, it was y'all. I was in the bookstore the other day trying to get the next volume of My Hero Academia because I'm currently am reading that. If anybody wanted to know what I was reading right now, it's My Hero Academia. Y'all got me into it, okay? But anyway, why was Your Lie in April right next to hentai? Would y'all like to explain that to me, please? What? Why? For what reason, okay? I'm just tired of mangas just being thrown into one place, okay? Please put the children mangas in the children's section of the store in the library. Put the teen mangas in the teen section of the store in the library. And put the adult mangas in the adult section of the store. And then also put the mangas with the erotica, okay? Is that too hard to do? No. Stuff like this is how young kids get exposed to things they should not be seeing. I should not have read Marmalade Boy in the 5th grade. I should not have watched Marmalade Boy in the 5th grade, okay? I really don't recommend anyone watch it, but y'all get where I'm coming from. Because this is how young kids get exposed to things they are not seeing. And yes, I do think it is extremely important to engage in literature and film outside of your home country, okay? Because it's important to learn about other cultures and how they do things and whatnot, okay? Good stories shouldn't just be limited to the people within those countries. That's why so many Japanese literature is translated into English, so other people who speak English as their native language, not native language, first language, can engage in those stories. Like, this is actually one of the few good things that the American school system has done. In high school, we were forced to read books that weren't American. One year we focused on world literature, one year we focused on British literature, and then we also focused on American literature, okay? We literally were forced to read books from all over the world, okay? Like, Things Fall Apart, an amazing story, came from Africa, okay? Lord of the Flies pissed me off, but it was a great story. It's British, and Frankenstein is also British, and Frankenstein literally is one of my favorite stories ever. I love it so much, y'all. I read it like 3 times when we had to do it in school because that's how much I truly did enjoy it, okay? But Marmalade Boy, I should not have read that when I was that young, like I said earlier. I picked up Marmalade Boy along with the other girls in my class. We picked it up because it was in the kids section, as we thought it was a kid book. If y'all put the other books in their correct categories, like I mentioned, Frankenstein, Lord of the Flies, Things Fall Apart, if y'all can put all of those books in their correct categories, y'all could do the same for Japanese literature. please, y'all can do the same for Japanese literature, specifically mangas, okay? And I'm just tired of people throwing mangas into a one-size-fits-all category, okay? There have been numerous times I have heard of people saying that their kid picked up a Japanese comic book and they saw things in there that they did not want their kid to see. Well, if that was not all labeled together, they wouldn't have had that problem. Because this ain't it, chief. This ain't it, chief, okay? And it just goes to show, aside from just being Japanese literature in general, it just goes to show that people keep seeing cartoons and animation as kid stuff, okay? And let me tell you, y'all need to go look up Fritz the Cat. If you keep thinking animation is just kid stuff, go look up freaking Fritz the Cat. Go watch the opening scene to the Boondocks, okay? If you keep thinking animation is just for kids, go look at that. Like, Bakugan and Panty and Stockings are nowhere near the same, okay? Whew, I am glad that I am done with my rant about that story. That was a hot freaking mess, okay? Y'all, I randomly just remember Marmalade Boy one day when I was just out shopping, and I was just like, you know what? There is nobody on YouTube that has talked about the mess that is the story. There is like one review, but you know, anyway. So I came forward and I just decided to post about it. This is kind of like a piece of like forgotten media. I don't really see too many people talking about it anymore. And it's funny because like people stay talking about like other 90s animes like Sailor Moon, but this one barely comes up anymore. So I was nice to come and talk about this. It was really, really nice. But like I said, I don't recommend anyone read this. Like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit a like button down below, make sure you leave a comment down below. What is the most disturbing anime or manga you have watched or read? I genuinely would like to know, because Marmalade Boy is mine. I legit would like to know. Please leave your comment down below. I'm really, really interested, okay? You guys want to find other ways that you can support me and the pirate ship in general? I have a Patreon. Most expensive tier is $5. The cheapest is $1. So everything over there is pretty affordable. I update my Patreon weekly. The link to it will be down below. I have a Ko-fi and I also have a Buy Me a Coffee if you guys want to give me a tip for this video. Everything is deeply appreciated. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have merch. I do have a shop where I sell pop culture inspired things such as sunglasses, nail polishes, lip glosses, shirts, hats, all that good stuff, okay? And last but not least, you guys want to support me for free, just follow me on everything at Harriyanna. My handle is just Harriyanna for everything, HARRIYANNA. That's pretty much all I have to say for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys. And last but not least, I almost forgot, I have a web series called The Progenies. The Progenies is a Descendants fan series. We basically bent the story because Descendants was terrible with diversity, and there's also LGBTQ representation in it. Also, we love for you guys to check out our story. We will have the link to it down below. We have 8 episodes out at the moment of me recording this, and yeah, we would deeply appreciate it. But I think I'm out of things I have to say. Love you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.
To this point in my life, I'm blowing up, so don't hate, just congratulate. The Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their ruts. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the chemical X. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the chemical X. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the chemical X. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking.